Hi everyone, we're Wiser Systems. I'm CEO Seth Holler, and today I have with me...
I'm Liz Holler. I'm actually the Director of Finance, but I'll be helping out with interviewing Seth on this topic.
Okay, today's topic is about spatial awareness and spatial intelligence. So Liz, ask away.
Yeah, so for me, spatial intelligence is kind of how you put bricks together for like Legos or something like that. So I'd like to hear first off, what is the spatial awareness intelligence for real-time location systems, especially in manufacturing?
Sure. Spatial intelligence is just kind of a fancy word for saying, hey, where is stuff? And then what do I do with this stuff that makes sense?
Okay.
Spatial awareness, I guess we could take a step back, is the where is the stuff part, and then the intelligence is doing intelligent things with it. From the perspective of industry and real-time location systems, the where is stuff is basically being able to tag your assets, material, equipment, etc., and know where it is at any time of day throughout, and also recording it into some sort of database so you effectively have a digital twin of where that information is located.
So you personally and Wiser, of course, go into a lot of manufacturing sites. So where are most manufacturers today in terms of having good spatial awareness?
Well, that is a great question. And right now, there isn't a whole lot of spatial awareness within the manufacturing setting. Many times, they rely on barcode scanning, which is basically a very short snapshot of where one item is. It's done manually. There can be errors. You do not get a whole lot of data points of location where these things are. And that's how 95% manufacturers or more operate today. Where they're going, though, is they recognize the need that you need to have digital information, digital location information in order to do automation or do additional tasks that help the bottom line or improve production efficiency or add some sort of audit trail for greater quality control. But where we are effectively now with most companies is not having that key element, that RTLS or real-time location system.
Got it. And then you're talking about like digital twins and stuff like that. Like how, it sounds like a lot of work. How hard is it for a company to kind of get the right quality data to start building something like that?
That's a great question. And I'll just say at the outset, companies should be thinking of having some sort of digital twin or real-time location system strategy. Getting that data in is the very first step to doing all the things that provide those benefits on top of it. So how easy it is? We have had many customers, and Wiser Systems is in many ways kind of the first step. We are real-time location systems. We provide asset tracking, web tracking, material tracking. You can tag thousands of assets. Where a number of our customers are, they do have that beginning of a digital twin. They do have that spatial awareness for their items. Sometimes they have very narrow use cases, like they simply want to use it to find out where an item is lost. And they need to go out and run and find it. But there's broader uses, and we expect that once they install the system, they'll eventually incorporate more and more uses out of it. But from the point of view of spatial awareness, just having that in place allows you to have this first element of cost savings by finding things. But in addition, that is kind of the anchor, if you will, or the foundation for where you can move towards spatial intelligence.
And do you have any sort of examples of, I guess it would be the low-hanging fruit for things like that, of where you have clients that are really seeing some good returns quickly on having some spatial awareness in their facility?
Sure. So aerospace, maintenance, repair, overhaul, tearing down a turbine engine, getting it overhauled in a facility, 20 different parts or 50 different parts go all in all different directions, and they have to come back together for the turbine engine before they're shipped out. And therein lies the problem, because if they're all getting kind of these separate treatments, and there's one that might have been pushed to the side or had some sort of special anomaly, and you don't know where it is, that can be a lot of cost for you because you've delayed when the turbine engine gets sent out, and that could be a sitting airplane on a tarmac that's costing millions because it doesn't have this one little piece to finish the turbine engine. So on that basic level, yes, many cost savings. Another situation is calibrated gauges. So calibrated gauges and controlled manufacturing environments like electronics that you have to have a certain degree of quality. They fail, they need to go through an additional rework loop, and they need to be tested by, say, calibrated gauges. These calibrated gauges, if they're out of calibration, you have to go out and find them. If you have hundreds of calibrated gauges in the factory floor, going out and finding the one you want can be an extraordinarily tedious task. And so there's lots of labor associated with it. So A, you go out and find it and you spend the 3 hours looking for that one that you need to recalibrate annually. Or B, you don't find it and it gets used to test a piece apart or to calibrate a part, even though it's out of the calibration time frame itself. So then you run the risk of having lower quality because now that part could fail outside in the field, and that's where big costs are as well. Not so much the individual part of itself failing, but if it's out in the field in a bigger piece of equipment, and then you have that failure, that's a big deal.
Right, and that's all just the spatial awareness where it's just the seek and find.
Yes.
And I guess one last question is also, I mean, we at Weiser have our own biases, but for anyone looking at an RTLS system that will help to support spatial awareness and intelligence, what should people look out for? What are some key aspects of that system that they need to be able to see for it to work well?
Sure. So ease of installation is a big deal. You can have hidden costs if you're not prepared for understanding the amount of time it will take to install it. Both your resources and the installing company's resources is a big one. Also scalability. It's one thing to say, hey, I want to track 100 different items. But as an RTLS digital twin opportunity, you will start there, but you will want to expand to tracking more and more items because that will give you greater cost savings, production efficiency, et cetera. So scalability. Look at systems that can handle large numbers of tags or large numbers of assets. And then the third one is access to the data. Do you get raw access to the data to be able to do these higher level tasks, or are you kind of locked into the the RTLS company's ecosystem? So you have limited play, or you're limited in terms of what you can do based on the software that you're operating in. Those are just some aspects, but there are others.
No, I can definitely see how flexibility is really important. So it's great.
Well, I think we're at an end point here. We talked a little bit about the spatial awareness, and so the next one will be talking about spatial intelligence.
That sounds good.
So appreciate the questions, Liz.
I tried my best.
If you have questions yourselves, please go onto our website, click the Contact Us, fill out the form. We'd be happy to talk to you further as well. Appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.